What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Awesomoto vlog. Today's vlog is going to be a real simple one. I'm just going to do a key fob replacement cover for the GX470 key. My key has actually got some Amazon cover that I bought maybe 3 years ago, so it has lasted quite a long time actually, but it's starting to crack on me, and I really was curious about the AJT Design key fob cover, so I got this in the mail. We'll open this up. I'm also going to talk a little bit about some upcoming updates for the channel and some things that you should be looking out for SEMA. So let's just get into it. I'll open this up and show you what I did as far as color choices goes. The nice thing about this key fob design is you can get it in a bunch of different colors, not only in the housing, but also the screws that go into it. And if you can see it, I went with yellow. So kind of got that Awesomoto yellow look, kind of similar to the yellow that we use, so I thought it'd be kind of cool. This is that Toyota yellow that I see a lot of FJs with, which is pretty nice yellow. So here it is. This is the housing. It is what looks like to be injection molded, not 3D printed, so really good quality housing, and from what I hear from everybody online, they're a big fan of it. It's a little bit bulkier than the OE key fob, but not too much bulkier. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit longer than it. Here's a side by side. I do love the way this yellow looks. This is a perfect color. And I guess one of the things I want to show you is the main thing that goes wrong on these key fobs, and I think a lot of you deal with this. It starts to crack from twisting the key, and then some people get to the point where this just breaks off and they're just like using just this key piece and starting their vehicles with that. So eventually it cracks. It's some pretty thin plastic, but for a 2-pack at $11 on Amazon, lasted me a couple of years. Really not the worst thing. This key fob from AJT Design is, I think it was $39, and you know, $39 definitely, you could buy a few of these cheap ones, but they also don't look as cool as this. So really like the way this looks, and a little bit extra money is worth it in my opinion. All right, so first things first, just take off this Awesomoto jet tag. If you want one of these jet tags, these are available for sale in the Awesomoto store. Rock the Awesomoto brand on your GX keys. So I'm just gonna take off this simple Phillips head on here to get the factory key fob apart. It should just kind of pop open. There we go. Your key inside will have two different pieces. One is just this little T piece, which actually is the key itself. And this electronic package here is just your the brains of the key fob. This is what sends the signal to the car. This little piece here, you can kind of push down on it and remove this plastic outer piece on there that provides some rigidity. And it looks like this fits inside of the AJT Design one without that, which is kind of nice. I like the way that just fits in there. It's a pretty tight fit though, but all right, so that's basically all you need to do is just put that piece in there like so. So overall, super excited for SEMA next week. We've only got a few days until SEMA is here, and Max and I will be out there at SEMA providing you guys some live coverage. Check out over on Instagram. We'll be doing a lot of Instagram live feeds so that we can show you some of the awesome builds that are going to be there. But also I'll be uploading some content here to YouTube as well. Probably do a little bit of live streaming on YouTube just to give you some of those updates. But in general, it's going to be insane. There are so many good Toyota things this year. There's going to be 2 builds that I'm extremely excited to show you guys about. There's going to be this, and I'll put the pictures up here in the corner. There's going to be this Toyota Land Cruiser Rocks edition, and so it's this open air concept that, so basically what they did is they took the new Land Cruiser and chopped off the roof, and they did sort of back to some of the Land Cruisers that had more of that truck look, so it's kind of got, the back is open, which is kind of cool. That looks so good. They did it in a like teal color that also looks like the old school Land Cruiser teal, so very iconic look, but very modern, so really love the way that looks. I can't believe that Toyota is going so far out of their way this year for SEMA to create these custom builds. So I think that's going to be in the Toyota Lexus booth. So I'm going to be definitely checking that out and live streaming some of that for you. On top of that, there's going to be this crazy build that they've partnered up with some other fab shop, and it is a 4Runner. They took the new 4Runner, and it's the Surf, a TRD Surf they're calling it. And so I'll put a picture up here to show you that. They basically, same thing, took a new 4Runner, chopped the roof off, and they did a retro throwback to the old school 4Runner, the first gen one, which had this variant that you could get with just kind of like this tonneau cover looking thing that went over the roof, and it was all open air, kind of like a Jeep. It is cool, it's something different, and I'm really excited to also show you that as well. There's going to be so many cool Toyota stuff there at SEMA this year, so I'm going to be showing you all sorts of good Toyota stuff, but pretty much anything in the overland category. All right, so in this AJT kit, we've got all sorts of shims in here, and the good thing for us with the GX470, all of us Lexus folks, we have the key. This is kind of a key fob that works for the FJ. So the Toyota one looks like you need some of these shims, but since we're doing the GX470, we have a much easier situation here. So I'm just going to talk about the GX470 situation. It looks like this T that goes inside of here on the key fob, this is a little bit narrower for the Toyota. And so these shims will help kind of keep things in place here, and we won't need that, thankfully, so this should make our install a lot easier. So from there, we've got our key in here. The next thing you want to do is we'll just go through and we'll start putting our buttons into place. So I'll put our lock button in, and these just sit right in there. They all have a unique fit, so you won't be able to put these in the wrong position, so that makes life a lot easier here as well. That fits in nice, and so you can see, show a little bit better detail here. Basically these buttons have little tabs on them, and you can kind of just line it up and drop it down into place like so, and they sit in there upside down. Just assemble it that way, and then from here just gonna put our key fob button side down in here, put our backer on. And so one of the things he has mentioned is that there's little blue shims in here as well that are real thin, and basically if you have play in your key, then you want to add those in, but this feels nice and tight and feels good, so I don't hear any rattling or feel any rattling going on there. So now I'm gonna sit it button side up like this, and there's really only just 4 hex screws here. The cool thing is you can customize the color of your housing, but then you can also customize the screw color. And so I kept it simple. I was going to do red screws just to get some wackiness going on here. I probably should have, that would have been cool, but I went with black just because I felt like I was already going pretty loud with the yellow. So just sit these down inside of here. I'm assuming since this is plastic, you don't want to go totally overkill on this and like really torque it down, because there's probably a risk of cracking this. So while I finish putting these screws in, if there's anything that you guys want to see at SEMA in particular that you want me to try to get coverage of, drop a comment down below. I will definitely go out of my way for anybody that's got some stuff that they want to see, especially if it fits in with the channel, because there's just so many crazy builds there, and it's going to be almost overwhelming, because last year it was just ridiculous the amount of stuff that was there. We were there all week, and it took us all week to actually see everything, but everybody in the automotive industry was there. It was so cool seeing all these people. Saw Jay Leno, Jason Momoa, like just wild to see all these automotive figures. All right, so finish that, torquing that down. That looks so awesome. Huge fan of the way it looks. It's got the AJT logo on the back, and it's just a nice clean fit. It just feels like good in your hand. Definitely cool with the yellow. That'll match with the Awesomoto jet tag. Let's put that on there. There we have it. That's awesome. Let's make sure it still works. Awesome. The cool thing is Adam from AJT Design has also added this little hole in the case here, so you can still see the factory LED light whenever you're clicking the button, so you know that whenever you press the button, it's actually activating. I know this was a simple video and I meant it to be that way just so that we could hang out together, talk a little bit about a cool key fob, but also give you some updates on my plans for SEMA. If any of you are going to be at SEMA, come find Max and I. We're going to be there all week, November 4th through the 5th. Just flag us down. I already have kind of pre-arranged with some of you on Instagram. We're going to be doing some meetups. So I hope you guys are just as excited as me to see some of the wild stuff coming this year for SEMA. Follow me over on Instagram at Awesomoto so that you can get all those updates. There's probably going to be a lot more rapid updates on the Instagram platform, but also nightly I'll be editing videos from the day and posting them on YouTube as well. So try to get about 2 to 3 videos through the week so that you guys can kind of stay up to date. Maybe do some YouTube live streaming as well, just to make that a little bit faster to get that content to you. And the biggest announcement for SEMA that is coming from the Awesomoto channel is, I think a lot of you have already seen on Instagram, I made a post on November 5th. I'm going to be announcing a new product for the GX470. It's been in the works in the background. The GX470 platform is something I intend to keep making parts for, so look out for November 5th at SEMA, and we post on Instagram and on here that announcement of that new product so that you can get this product in your hands for your GX470. Being able to announce a product like this on a big stage such as SEMA makes me so excited. I can't believe that we're even here at this point, because a few years ago this would have been a dream of mine to go to SEMA. So super excited to not only announce the product, but to get these in your hands. Once we do the announcement of the new product, next week, you'll be able to make orders for that product, and we'll be getting those shipped out as soon as we get back from SEMA. All right, well, I know this isn't like a durability test, and I'm not gonna, spend multiple days trying to beat this thing up. I can tell by the design, it is super durable and really like this design. So if you're interested in a key fob replacement cover from AJT Design, definitely recommend it. A little bit more than the factory ones on Amazon, but the design style is great, looks amazing. So overall, I would say highly recommend the AJT Design key fob. This is in no way a sponsorship by them. I bought this with my own money. Just thought it would be cool to talk about it and give you some updates on the channel. So if you want one of these, go over to ajtdesign.com. And if you want an Awesomoto key fob, go to awesomoto.tv/shop. If you like this video or you're excited about the SEMA content, hit that like button down below so that I know that you're excited. Also, make a comment about what you want to see at SEMA, and we'll try to get that coverage for you. Lastly, if you're interested in an Awesomoto Molle panel for the back tailgate of your GX470, I just got a bunch back in stock, so we have some available for purchase at awesomoto.tv. This is a replacement for that net area of the GX470 tailgate, which has a sagging net, which we all know, and probably a lot of you hate it, which was the reason why I designed it. All right, well, I'm gonna end things here. I'll see you at the SEMA show in just a few days, and like always, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.